Okay, so I mean, I always say that I don't care that much if my books don't match, but this genuinely upsets me a little. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be doing my June TBR. Before we get into anything bookish, however, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what is one book you are really looking forward to reading in June. So if you've been following me for a few months now, you might be wondering, Nat, aren't you supposed to be testing out a TBR? Yeah, I should be, but I'm actually going to be on vacation for a lot of June. I am only bringing 3 physical books and everything else has to be ebook or audio, which I can get through my library. I'm also hoping to take this time to work on a bunch of the series I'm in the middle of. I have not been prioritizing this nearly as much as I wish I would have, so this is my chance to maybe finish out at least 1, maybe 2 series. That would be really nice if I could. So starting out with the physical books I am going to be bringing with me, you guessed it, it is Emily Henry's works, and first with these 2, I have actually already read them, but they are perfect beach reads, so I thought it would be very smart to bring them with me while I'm going on vacation because they will perfectly match the atmosphere I am going to be in. On top of that, I would love the chance to reread these and annotate them since I did enjoy the both of them so much the first time around. But on top of that, I also want to read her newest work, Book Lovers. This is the pick for the Sugar and Spice book club in June, as well as for my personal book club because it was my pick and I want to read this. I know this book is enemies to lovers, I believe, between 2 individuals working in the publishing world. I don't know why they're enemies, but I do know they somehow run into each other at his hometown, slowly start to get to know one another. It's romance, so we obviously can figure out where it's going from there. I've heard mixed things, if I'm being honest. I've had some people who've given this 3 stars, and then I know other people who have just ranted and raved that it is 5-star material. I'm really intrigued to see where we go from here. Beach read was my favorite. I did enjoy People We Meet on Vacation, but I don't know if this can maybe unseat beach read. We'll see. Speaking of book clubs though, I do have one other book I am hoping to read this month for a book club, which is Passing by Nella Larson for the Booked Since the 90s book club. Information in the description for both of those book clubs I mentioned in the description down below. Definitely check them out if you're interested in participating. Passing is a classic text, which is something I don't particularly get along with. I think it's considered a modern classic, and it's not very short. It's not very short. It's not very long. I believe this is following 2 African-American women. However, one of them is actually white passing and has been living her life as a white woman for some time now. That's all I really know about this one, but I'm very intrigued to read it and hear everybody else's thoughts for the book club. After that, I have one advanced reader copy this month, and that is Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter. This is a romance book between a woman who, I believe she works at some kind of a senior center, and then she falls in love with her favorite patron's grandson, something like that. And I know there's like bingo as a major element in this story. I've also heard it is incredibly spicy from the reviews I've seen thus far. Count me in. I am so intrigued. I cannot wait to dive into this. So those are all of the books I would officially 100% love to get read. As for the rest of these, they're mostly my pile of possibilities that I would really love to work through. I have no idea how many of them I will get done. We'll see. So starting out is the last book in the Charlie Davidson series, Summoned to the 13th Grave. I would love to officially finish out my reread of this series with this last one where we are gearing up for that final battle, especially after the last book's finale. I just remember, oh my god, how did I possibly wait a year for this book last time? I don't know how I did that. If you haven't heard my spiel for this series before, Charlie Davidson is a PI as well as the Grim Reaper, which really helps during her day job, and this series is basically following her as she solves a collection of mysteries, falls in love, and also figures out her place in this big wide universe that Dorinda Jones has ended up creating. Has wonderful found family, some very good spice, and hilarious dialogue. Highly recommend. I'm so excited to finish out my reread, and if I manage to do that, then I will continue on with the novellas. First is 13.5, and that is, oh shoot, what's it called? Graveyard Shift. So this one is following Charlie's best friend Garrett, and he is actually taking care of her daughter Beep. Beep is not her actual name, that's just a nickname Charlie gave her when she was pregnant. I think Beep is like roughly a toddler, and pairing a sassy toddler with Garrett Swopes, who has absolutely no patience. Oh, I'm so into that. After that one is 13.6, which is the Gravedigger's Son, I think. That one is following Quentin and Amber, who were teenagers in the original series, but are both all grown up now. I believe Quentin is some kind of a paranormal investigator, and Amber has become a PI. I love them when they were in the original series with the puppy love, so I cannot wait to see the both of them grown up and see how Dorinda Jones changes her characterization for each of them. I'm so excited for it. Next up is another book that, if I finish, would mean I also finish off a series, and that is First Comes Like by 𝗖cie RH. This is the last book in her modern love romance trilogy, and this one is following Gia, who has been engaging with some guy she met on the internet via text messages. However, I'm pretty sure she ends up getting catfished and then actually ends up meeting the guy whose photos were used for the catfishing. Somehow they end up kicking it off. I have no idea. This is an interesting setup, but I'm very intrigued to find out how it goes, and I've had a good experience with 𝗖cie RH's 2 previous books. Another that would not technically finish out a series, but would help me catch up to all of the books currently published, is Well Matched by Jen DeLuca, and this is the 3rd in her Well Met series. I know this one is following Emily's sister from the first book, and Mitch, who is a gym teacher during the day, but at the Renaissance Fair is a very sexy Scottish fighter. And y'all, I gotta say, I'm actually really excited for this one, even though it is a fake dating scenario and that's not my favorite trope, but I love Mitch as a character and I really want him to have his happily ever after. We shall see about that one if I can get to it. Finally, the last book that I would love to get to is the little novella that actually is the start of the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. I've heard that it's best to read this one before you go into the second one because it builds a little bit off of the first book. I know it's called Killjoy, and I think it's just kind of laying the groundwork for how Pip got interested in mysteries. So if you're keeping count with me, 4 of those books are just novellas, so hopefully they're short and easy, and that means I can blast through them really quickly. That would be great, particularly on the plane rides, because I have 2 plane rides which are over 8 hours. All right, so that's technically all of these books, and then a whole lot of ebooks and audiobooks, as I was saying, so I have no idea how my reading month is gonna go. There's also a very strong chance that I just don't read anything while I'm on vacation, and everything is while I'm traveling. Wouldn't doubt that happening either. Alright y'all, so that is it for today. Make sure to check out next month's TBR video so you can see the continuation of my testing out TBRs series. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials linked in the description if you're interested in keeping up with what I am reading. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!